Hey guys, I'm continuing the series about my open challenge day I had on Wednesday, and here is a battle with KazoWAR, who is a awesome guy. He's actually the creator of the English patch for Heart Gold and Soul Silver before it came out, and that I was using. So he's a really awesome guy. He's a really good game hacker. He makes a lot of cool Pokemon hacks. So make sure you check him out. I'll leave the link to his profile in the description. He's really underappreciated, and he deserves more subs than he has. So anyway, on to the battle. I lead with Crobat, my awesome Crobat. He leads with a Zelf, and he's just going to switch into Metagross, and this Crobat is just best for crippling things because it's my bulky Crobat with Super Fang, so that's why I do the Metagross. He goes for the Meteor Mash and gets the attack boost, which is kind of annoying, so I have to U-turn now, and I go out into Swampert because Swampert can take Meteor Mashes pretty darn well, and it's going to force a switch, so he loses his attack boost. So yeah, I go for the Stealth Rocks because I kind of figure he's going to switch. There's not much Metagrosses can do to Swamperts most of the time, and yeah, he goes out into Mence, and I was kind of figuring that he'd Draco Meteor, but for some reason I just decided to stay in and roar. But I end up living, so I do get the roar off, which is kind of nice. So that when that Salamence comes back in, he's going to be taking some more Stealth Rock damage, so that's not so bad. And I roar him out into his Infernape, which is I don't know. Yeah, he's just going to finish me off. He goes for the Hidden Power. I'm not really sure what it is at this point because it's neutral against Swampert, but it will take me out, so that's life. So I go out into Crobat now, and I'm just going to go Roost because I'm not really sure what he's going to do, and I thought he might switch, but instead he goes for the Hidden Power, but it's neutral when I Roost, so I'm guessing that's like Hidden Power or Ice, because it would be super effective against Crobat, except I Roosted, which of course gets rid of the Flying type, if you guys don't know. So yeah, I go for the Super Fang just to start crippling this Infernape some more. He goes for the Fire Blast this time and almost kills my Crobat. I get another low hit point survive, which is awesome, and he switches, which ends up being awesome for me because I went for the Roost. So he goes out into Scizor, and I get more health with my Crobat, and he's looking pretty nice. And one of the reasons I love this Crobat is just because it refuses to die, and while it can't really kill much, it just cripples things, and it makes setting up sweeps a lot easier. So he goes for the Bullet Punch, and I live it because this is, I think, more physically bulky than especially bulky. I don't really remember the EV spread, but it's pretty awesome. So yeah, I switch out now because I don't want to take another Bullet Punch. I want to keep my Crobat for later. And yeah, he Bullet Punches my Empoleon, who X4 resists that, which is awesome. And I just go for the Agility because I know he has to switch. He's not going to keep Scizor in on Empoleon. And yeah, I go for the sub because I'm not really sure what this Infernape would do. I don't know if he might overpredict. Maybe I'd get a free sub. I'm not really sure. But he doesn't overpredict, and I just want to kill this Infernape now while I can. So I just go for the Surf, and that's going to take down the Infernape. And that's pretty cool. So now he goes out into the Pokemon I haven't seen yet, Shaman. And I decide to go for the sub. I'm not really sure what the Shaman can do to me, so I decide just to do that. And he has the Earth Power, so that's going to suck. And I know I do have Ice Beam on Empoleon, but I'm not sure if I can kill it at this point, so I decide to go for another sub so I can get my Pitaya Berry, which raises my special attack. Not to mention gets my Torrent boost if I want to use that later. And yeah, he breaks my sub. I'm going to go for the Ice Beam, but then Kazo makes a really nice play and goes back into Scizor. And I was so hoping that my Ice Beam would kill at this point with the Pitaya Berry despite the resistance, but no, he survives, and that was just sad. But then again, I got some low hit point survives too, and despite the X4 resistance, he is able to take me down with Bullet Punch, so that's rather sad. But this lets me set up another Pokemon, Metagross, who also has Agility, which is awesome. And yeah, I set up the Agility with Metagross. So this dual Bullet Punch resistance Agility team turns out to be pretty nice, and I'm just going to go Meteor Mash. He kind of has to stay in since, you know, he's going to die upon switching anyway due to Stealth Rocks, and I get the attack boost, and that might have, that really helps my cause for a Metagross sweep here. So he goes into Shaman, I go for the Meteor Mash, and after the attack boost, because Metagross normally has really amazing attack, it does kill the Shaman, which is awesome, and he really doesn't have much. I mean, anything can be killed by a Meteor Mash at this point. Except for that, but that thing can die to an Earthquake, so it doesn't really matter, because I have an Agility. But yeah, his Metagross goes down, and he goes out into a Zelf now, I believe, but I do have Thunder Punch on this Metagross, but I'm not quite sure if it would KO, so I decide just to go for the Meteor Mash, and I do hit, which is nice, and that'll take down the Zelf, and yeah, I believe his last Pokemon now is Salamence. So once again, I'm not really sure if Thunder Punch will KO, so I just go for the Meteor Mash, but this time I end up missing, so it kind of ruined my Metagross sweep because he does have the Fire Blast, and with the Life Orb and stuff, you know, the Salamence will take it out, and yeah, that stops my Metagross sweep. But he really did his part to help in this battle because yeah, he took out like most of the opponent's team. So anyway, I go into my own Ments to lower his attack because I don't know if this is mixed Ments or just a purely special Ments. I'm not really sure. But he goes for the Draco Meteor. I don't know if that was a speed tie or not. I mean, I am running plus speed nature on my mixed Ments. I'm not really sure. But he does go first regardless. He goes for the Draco Meteor, and that's super effective. But now he has -1 attack and -2 special attack. So whether he's mixed or if he's special, I know his attacks are severely lowered. I go into Crobat because I want to like do as much damage as possible before I go into my last guy, Scizor. I want to make sure for certain I can KO with Bullet Punch, so I'm going to go out into Scizor and KO him. So good game, KazoWAR. It was a fun match. Today's question of the day is leave a comment about your favorite of the 3 Gen 5 starters. Mine is the Fire Pig, surprisingly. Bye!